Hi there, this is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, and welcome to part 10 of my Kaurismaki season. Today it's the sequel to Leningrad Cowboys Go America. This is Leningrad Cowboys Meet Moses from 1994. Again, this is in the Artificial Eye Kaurismaki Blu-ray set, which I would highly recommend you picking up if you're interested in these films. This is set 5 years after the first film. It was made 5 years after the first film, and it picks up the story with the remainder of the cowboys. There's only 5 of them left in Mexico. Tequila has either killed the rest of them or led them into jail, so there's only 5 of them left, plus the kind of mute village idiot character, played by Carrie Van Annen. So they're aimless, they're out of money, they're sitting in the desert cooking cactus. Because if you remember the first film, Vladimir, their manager, played by Matti Pellenpa, has walked off into the desert and disappeared. He reappears, but he is now going by the name Moses, and he is here to lead his people back home to Siberia. Vladimir died out in the desert, and he is now Moses, because you couldn't have a Leningrad Cowboys film without Matti Pellenpa. So he appears in New York because they heard they had a job in New York, so they go from Mexico to New York, and then he plans to have them leave in a very small boat, end up in Europe, and it goes from France and Germany and the Czech Republic and Poland until some, all, or none of them end up back home. Before he leaves New York, Moses takes part of the Statue of Liberty's anatomy with him, and there's a CIA agent on their trail trying to get that part of the anatomy of the Statue of Liberty back home. This is a film, if you're new to Kaurismaki, it's probably best not to start with this one, or even the first Leningrad Cowboys film. I absolutely adored the first Leningrad Cowboys. This one isn't quite as good, but it's still a lot of fun. Obviously the pointy hair and the pointy shoes are back. One of them, in a wonderful piece of business, has a cowboy hat, but the front is cut out so his pointy hair can come out in the front. As usual, the music is wonderful, played by the cowboys themselves. There's just a wonderful performance of Rivers of Babylon, which has to be seen to be believed. So even though this film isn't as good as the first one, as far as, in my opinion, there's still moments of absolute genius in it. There's a scene featuring a swimming pool, which is almost the price of admission. There's a wonderful scene in a bingo hall, which again is just close to being absolute genius. You're either going to get humour or you're not. I think that's fair to say. Kaurismaki himself turns up in a cameo. Moses kind of flits between his old kind of persona as Vladimir and interested in money and serving himself, and then spouting stuff from the Bible. There's a version of the burning bush. He says they have to go back home because a holy cow has been born. A ray of sun bounced off somebody's mirror, through somebody's vodka bottle and through a cow, and that produced a holy cow, which they go and visit and bring gifts, just like the wise men. So there's some religious parallels within the film, which are obviously slightly tongue-in-cheek. It's just, I mean, there's not that much to say about Leningrad Cowboys Meet Moses. It's more of the same from the first film. It's shot in colour. There's wonderful locations. Again, one of Kaurismaki's strengths is finding these kind of beat up locations. So whether it's in Germany, they go to various cities in Germany, Leipzig and Dresden, for example, or Poland or the Czech Republic, or in New York. The locations are just wonderful and beaten up, so you still have this, it still fits in with the kind of aesthetic of other Kaurismaki films. Also, they're set in Finland mostly. Just that kind of beaten down communist or post-communist kind of look to them, and this is no different. Again, there's just lots of lovely little character things and lovely little moments that I'm not going to go into, because you're just going to have to watch the film yourself. There's a wonderful bit about synchronising their watches when they inevitably end up in prison. How they get out of prison is quite wonderful. Matti Pellenpää and Kari Pananen are absolutely wonderful, and having an absolute blast, and the other cowboys give wonderful support, and again the musical numbers are absolutely beautiful. The way he kind of orchestrates a stage and kind of frames the stage where they're performing is just wonderful. If you're that way inclined, it will put a smile on your face. And again, like I said, there's several moments of absolute genius. You know, is it amongst his best work? Probably not. But again, like I said, if you're a fan of the first film, you'll get a lot of enjoyment out of the second film. Especially, like I said, there's a couple of just wonderful scenes. The one in the swimming pool and the one in the bingo hall. And the music's fantastic as well. And it's just another very entertaining Kaurismaki film. So let me know in the comments if you've seen Leningrad Cowboys Meet Moses or Leningrad Cowboys Go American, which one you prefer. And hopefully you'll join me again for the next episode of the Kaurismaki series. This is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, saying farewell.